Hey everyone, it's October the 11th, 2023. Before I get started, there's been a lot of jet noise overhead, so bear with me while I navigate through that when it gets a little noisy. The other thing is I didn't know I was going to do this video, so I'm not as prepared as I like to be. I still have a lot of work to do on it, but it became really clear this morning that I was being led to do it. I could feel it, and the Lord kind of confirmed it later this morning. So I'm just gonna push through and do it. So it's gonna be a rough video, and I still have a lot of work to do. But what we're seeing taking place in Israel, the Hamas's attack on Israel that started on Saturday, this is the fulfillment of Matthew 24, verses 15 and 12. Before I read it, let me just give you just a little bit of a backdrop. I've been studying these verses for a while, these particular verses for a little while now. And the reason I've been studying it is because I did not feel convinced that this prophecy was an event that already happened. Many prophecy teachers teach that this prophecy was already fulfilled in 70 AD, during the destruction or during the time when the temple was destroyed. Others teach that it's an event that was yet to come, and it had to do with the Antichrist making his appearance in the temple that Israel would rebuild, which is why so many are focused on, is Israel rebuilding the temple and things of that nature. Those things never set well with me. It never registered that that's what it was. But at the time, at that time, I wasn't able to really find that thing that really made it clear that this was a future event. So I would just kind of study it periodically. Now, last Thursday, I think roughly last Thursday to last Friday, I felt led to study it again. And I found a couple of things were brought, I noticed a couple of things that for whatever reason, I didn't see before. But before I had the chance to really continue to study it further, the attack took place on Saturday. Let's skip to Monday. By Monday, we're beginning to hear more information coming out of the things that were taking place and the horrible events and atrocities that were being committed. And there were certain things that caught my attention, and it reminded me of scripture. And so as I went back and I studied it, it became very clear that what was happening was the fulfillment of Jesus's prophecy. By last night, there was no doubt in my mind that that's what's taking place, or that's what this is. In Matthew 24, says this, starting with verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Abomination is a detestable thing. It's a foul thing. It also has to do with idolatry, but I still have some work to do in understanding how that fits in exactly. Desolation, it means despoilation, which means when you deprive someone of something that's valuable, something that's precious. Desolation is also a part of the definition, and it means a laying waste or destruction. Spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Mark chapter 13, verse 14. kind of words that a little bit different, and it brings a little bit more clarity to it. But when ye shall see the abomination of desolation, the detestable thing that lays waste or destroys, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, standing where it ought not, let him that readeth understand. Then let them that be in Judea flee to the mountains. Judea is another name for Judah, and Judah is the southern kingdom of Israel, or the kingdom of Judah. I looked up a few maps, and different maps have different lines, different property lines, and so on and so forth, but this should help. Let me go back. Give me just a second. I gotta go back to Matthew. Matthew 24:15. I'm sorry, Matthew 24:17. Let him which is on the housetop not come down and take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. So that's where I'm going to stop. But I wanted you to know that that's what's taking place. And I'll leave it at that. Take care.